Okay YouTube, this is a video of my Costco Bestway Platinum 18 foot by 9 foot above ground pool. I was going to do an installation video, but there's really no need. It's a fairly simple installation. The instructions are fairly straightforward. There aren't that many parts you need to think about. Everything's labelled right down to the ladder, the installation and the build of the ladder. It says it's a 30 minute build time. Personally, I did this on my own. That's a team setup time. I did this on my own. It took me about, I'd say, best part of 3 hours to do this. The hardest part is probably getting the ground level. I mean, I had a reasonably level garden, so I didn't need to worry too much about the level, but if you don't, that's probably the most important thing, getting it sited on a level ground. I have put it onto grass and then put an underliner down first, because any overspillage of water, I don't want it to then sodden the ground and then the pool may start to sink. So this way I'm trying to keep the ground that it's sat on dry, moisture free. Yeah, the grass will die, but in the current climate I'm not really bothered. It's something for the kids to do during this lockdown that we're in. So initially, yeah, I got the mat down, and this is just concrete liner you can buy from any building supplier or get it delivered. You probably won't be able to pick it up anymore, but yeah, it comes in 30-meter rolls. There's loads of it, plenty of it to do this pool. But yeah, keeping the ground level, or getting a level ground, is probably the hardest part. What to use to level the ground out? They say don't use sand, maybe pea shingle, something like that would be quite an easy option. But yeah, once it's leveled, you lay out the pool, which is in one piece. The pool liner comes in one piece, and yeah, then start assembling all the legs and the frame. It's very straightforward. All the parts, all the poles, they're all labelled, and it's very simple. You just make the frame by slotting all the poles together that go all the way around the top of the pool, and then add in your uprights one at a time. Now, I did this on my own. I didn't have any help, so I just wanted to see if it could be done. I did have help available, but I wanted to do it on my own. And then just going around one at a time, putting in the uprights, then putting in the side braces here. One thing to mention when siting the pool: one side of the pool, as you can see, has to have all the services, which is the water filter, and there's the solar heater, which has just been put on because the pool is now full. So you need a bit of space. So don't forget to think about the space you need on the side of it. Don't butt it up against the fence on the service side, and there is only one service side, which is the connection points A and connection point B. This is the area where your filter is going to be, and your pump, and your heater if you've got one. You can get a separate heater. It doesn't come with an electrical heater. It comes with this solar heater, which is basically a black flexible radiator which plumbs into the pump and the filter, and takes the heat from the sun. I don't know how good it is, but it's been running for a couple of hours now. So this is one of the main things when siting the pool. Remember, you need a decent sized serviceable space to put this stuff in, and it needs to be close to a power point. Mine's next to the conservatory. I'll just run it through the window for now, so just bear that in mind. Once your frame is up, and all your legs are in place, you can then start filling. And the way I did it was I put in about an inch of water, and then you walk around the inside of the pool, kicking the bottom of the pool out to the outside edges to get rid of all the creases in the bottom of the pool. And again, that's fairly straightforward. Try not to do it with too much water in it, because the more the water, the harder it is to push out. But it makes the pool relatively smooth on the bottom. You don't really want any creases. And then as the pool starts to fill, you need to level in by pulling and pushing left and right your legs, and then eventually it'll all just fill up nicely, which it looks like it has done. When it does fill up, you would notice that the sides of the pool, they bow inwards because of the pressure of the bottom of the pool pulling them in, but as it rises it does become straighter, and eventually it does straighten out completely, which you can see there. It's a bit bowy, but it's okay. The ladder, while the pool is starting to fill, that's a bit of concurrent activity to get on with. The ladder's fairly straightforward as well. It takes quite a while to do it actually. It's got lots of parts, but it's a fairly straightforward installation. All the parts are labelled. And the instructions, although there's not much of them, they're quite straightforward to follow. So that's something you can get on with while that's filling up, and then once you've done the ladder and you've kicked all your sides out, you can then begin the installation of your pump. Again, very straightforward. It's everything is labelled. All the pipe entrances and exits are labelled A and B. All the pipe pump points on the pump are labelled A, B, C, D and E. And then the hoses, there's only 4 of them, and they're obvious which way round they go. These little circular clips that hold all the pipes on, quite handy, easy to install. And then even the workings of the pump filter is also very straightforward on how it works and how you set it up. One thing I will say about the pump, it doesn't come, it's a sand filter, so you have to buy a swimming pool sand filter, a filter sand, which is special sand. You can't just chuck any old builder sand in. It has to be specific for swimming pool filters. That doesn't come with the pool. You do need to buy that as an extra, and I bought it on eBay. It's about 25 quid for, I think, 25 kilo bag, and I don't know how long it lasts, but hopefully it will last for at least 1 year anyway, for the use of a season. And you can see we've also installed the cover. Now we tried to install the cover when it was half full. It doesn't really work very well. It just came off. Once the pool is full, then the cover actually sits on the surface of the water. It makes it a lot easier to install. I did use a second pair of hands to install it when it was half full, and it just came off. Once the water level was high enough, I was able to install it on my own, because the sheet just lays on top of the pool and it makes it a lot easier for pulling it in. It's not the best cover in the world. It's a bit flimsy. It's alright, I guess it does the job, but it's a lot easier to install it once the pool is full, so don't worry about getting it put on until the pool is full. So generally speaking, as far as the installation was concerned, as considering I did it all on my own, I'd give it, I don't know, maybe if I was to score it 1 to 10, 1 being the hardest, 10 being the easiest, I'd have to give it maybe an 8. It's fairly straightforward. Like I say, I was lucky to have a level ground. That was a bonus. Had I not, then maybe it wouldn't have been so easy. But other than that, it's a really simple, for the size of this, it's a really simple installation. What I will be getting for this is a heater, because it is only April. I do want the kids to use it before it really gets hot. At the moment we're about 20 degrees outside, so I can't imagine it's not going to be warm enough to go in without electric heater. So I am buying a Bestway electric heater, which will put in line with the solar heater, so that we'll still use the solar heater. I did attempt to fix the solar heater to the side of the pool here, but the weight of it when it's full, it's not ideal, so I've gone back to reverting to laying it on the floor. The only reason I was going to do that was because I didn't want the kids to run all over it. Although it says don't run on it, my kids wouldn't pay any attention to that, they'd run on it. So I'm just going to have to take the risk of having it on the floor. Other than that, that's about it. There's not a lot else to really show anyone or talk about. One thing I think I would do if I was to do it again, just learning this is the first time I've done it, one thing I would probably do is, which I did see on some YouTube videos, where they put some wood underneath the little black feet, because as the pool fills up, it becomes quite heavy. The legs become harder to maneuver. You need two of you, one of you to lift up, or lift up on the horizontal to release the pressure, so you can move the legs about, just to straighten them out a little bit as you're filling it up. If it was on a bit of wood, it'd probably be a bit easier to slide around. That's probably something I would do different, and it would also spread the weight of that leg to prevent it from sinking down into the ground. Whether it will or not, I don't know. We're on quite hard ground here. We're on clay pretty much, so I'm hoping that the dry ground won't suffer with the weight of the pool. And that's pretty much it. Not a lot else to say. I take the ladder out when the ladder, just show you something on this ladder actually, which was quite clever. On the ladder, it gives you the option, when you're not using the pool, you can pull that pin out and actually lift the ladder up like that, to stop it being used, which is a great safety feature if you don't want the kids to use the pool. My kids are old enough they can both swim. The only downside to that is you can't put the cover on the pool, so depending on whether you use it or not, I don't know, but it's quite a clever little safety feature for those of you that are worried about little ones getting in the pool when it's not supervised. And that's it. So yeah, this was about, I think it was £400 from Costco plus the VAT. I had to go to Reading to get mine. There wasn't many available. I imagine they'll get more in as the summer creeps in. But yeah, I think it's a very, 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 very good buy. I've seen them on eBay for a lot more money. I don't know if they've got them on special at Costco, but I'd recommend it especially for these times, these stay-at-home times when trying to find the kids stuff to do could be a struggle. This could be an option. Hopefully the kids will love it, and they'll use it for the whole summer. Okay, thanks for watching. Click and subscribe on the link below, wherever that is, and catch you on the next video.